Is it hot out there? Yeah. Well, we're going to turn up the heat a little bit. I'm going to talk about something that gets us a little more fired up. My name is Carmen Llanes. I'm with Poder. I'm also with TUFF, Texans United for Families. And I'm here because I want to remind us that this is a movement of love, of light, of peace, of acceptance, of unity, and we are fighting some serious hate out there. And I want to remind us all that this criminalization of immigrants, the criminalization of our culture, the attempt to erase our history as immigrants, as people of color, this is an assault not only on our heritage as Americans, but it is also something that is driven by profit. And we need to remember that there are corporations profiting off of the division of people out here. Texans United for Families formed in 2006 to address the detention of immigrant families at the Don Hutto Immigrant Detention Center in Taylor, Texas. 40 minutes north of Austin, where we had women and children, infants, teenagers who were seeking asylum being detained for profit in a detention center right outside of Austin. And we are still continuing to fight immigrant detention because while Obama has ended family immigrant detention, there are still women detained at Hutto, and there are still 10,000 immigrant detention beds in Texas run by for-profit prison companies. And so I want to raise attention. If you see the signs that say keep Carnes detention free, save Carnes. Carnes County is south of San Antonio, and there is a new detention facility being built for the, quote, low-risk immigrant detainees, meaning the people that are not at risk of flying their court cases, they are not a violent risk, very few of them have criminal backgrounds, and the reason that's important is because the amount of money being spent on these detention centers to keep each person, you could put them up at the Hilton or the Ramada, every single one of them, and instead we're paying that money to these jails to keep those people there. So when we talk about feed, teach, house, and employ, the dream of Cesar Chavez, and we talk about running out of money, we're not out of money. We're paying it to the wrong people, and they're imprisoning our families and our brothers and sisters. So we need to come together. This is not just an immigrant issue. It is a Texan issue. It is a United States issue. It is a human rights issue. And so, before I leave, I want to say one more thing. I want to give you all a frightening statistic, and I want everybody to take this with you and go home with it and tell your friends and loved ones. For every pro-immigrant or human rights phone call that the Senate and the Congress are getting right now, they're getting 17 anti-immigrant phone calls and emails. How many of us are talking to our elected officials? How many of us are thanking people who are standing up for us, and how many of us are condemning behavior that we find racist and against human rights? So please go home with that. Speak up if you're going to write your congressmen and your senators. Speak up if you're going to stand up. Si se puede. And on that, I will just end with my favorite Cesar Chavez quote on that note, that in the final analysis, we do not need perfect political systems. We need perfect participation. Thank you. Si se puede.